Hello everyone. Start of another long weekend. It's a Friday. Strange weather outside. No sun. So cold. And we got packages. Let's see what we got first. And get on with some business. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's really small. But there's not a lot of space. This is the fan I was talking about. Playing around with. Considering it. Let's see how it fits on. It's pretty small. Really small. Could almost put it sideways. I'll see what I do with this. We got here. Oh yeah. New brake lever. And like I said, I spend a little bit more money on an adjustable one. Because I always liked the adjustable style levers. Happy days. Nice, I like it. What we got in here? Oh, here we go. Rear LED light. As suggested by someone on YouTube. Forgive me that I don't remember the name right now. And this is originally a rear light, LED light for a KTM. Doesn't say on here. Anyway, this is originally a light for a KTM, I think. Oh yeah. Comes with the... what's that name? Matricula. That's Portuguese. Kentekenplaat. That's Dutch. License plate light, that's it. Here we go. Yeah, so a bit more modern rear, smaller. Apparently I might need to cut a bit of the rear fairing for it, but I already like the style much better. Sweet. Thanks for the good suggestion. Let's work with this. That's it. Boxes to keep the fire going. Few updates. Leaking coolant. I'm leaking oil, so same bolt plug for years. Now I'm leaking oil with the new one, with the alloy one. A bit afraid to tighten it too much because it is alloy. And leaking coolant, probably because the thermostat took so much power to remove the sensor that I moved all the pipes and it's still leaking. Been letting it do that for a week. I have to sort that out. A few other things, but I can't remember right now. So let's get on it. This does look nice. Really happy with this. I remember now. So the situation with that burned plug from the stator, yeah, that actually did improve the low rev riding tremendously. But the problem is still there when it's idling. And as someone mentioned on YouTube, God, I should actually have the laptop in front of here so I can refer back to them and read up on them while I'm talking. Someone mentioned, two people mentioned that it might have to do with a worn out, here we go, Adam Welsh saying that it could have to do with a worn egg-shaped needle jet orifice. Which could make sense. Over 150,000 kilometers on that bike. And you know, I was keen on getting a jet set. Also a smaller one because once we hit the mountains in South America, I want to be better prepared for a poor mixer situation. So I was going to get new ones anyway, and now we have a good reason for it. So that might be causing the idling issues, low rev issues. I still have it a little bit, but it's not as bad where it will really just cut out my riding and just make the bike jerk. It was awful. It's a lot better now. So good stuff. So now we're going to get on Alp. We'll start out with an easy victory. That is the brake lever or lever. That's how it looks. There's a spring in here that pushes back. Nice. Certainly the most sophisticated brake lever that I've had on this bike. I'll keep that one as a spare. Doesn't seem to be enough space, is there? Not a lot of space. Okay, as it turns out, this brake lever is for a 94 model and later. Great. Man, I would love this to fit. But if I really tried, I could only fit this. Not more than that. Let alone stand both of these bits. That sucks. Looking forward to this. So be it. I was seriously looking forward to this, and now I've been contemplating the last 20 minutes. I could grind down a bit up the top here. I can grind down a substantial bit here. I can grind down a little bit there to make it fit. But I think I have to let it go.
Hello darkness, my old friend.
But I don't want to. It just looks good. And I have an adjustable lever. If I really wanted to, I could make it work, but I think I just gotta go back to standard. Yeah. So I hooked up a wire to the solenoid so I can directly do this. Really? Here we are, another day. Yesterday fizzled out a bit. I made this too short with the battery, but I don't really have the right crimps ends that I want to use on there, terminals, and the wire's too thick, so they don't work because it doesn't conduct properly. So that's out the window, and call it quits after that. So today I move on and start laying that headlight relay in that three-way circuit. Maybe find a place to install those brackets, because I got the L bracket here. And those are the old plug brackets from the previous headlight assembly that I cut off, remember? Probably drill a hole in here on both sides so we can reuse those plugs, and so at least we have a bit of support for the electrical stuff, eh? Right, so these two new ones from the headlight relay, I'm going to replace these ones. The small light runs through two separate cables. I'm going to cut that up, merge them together, and hook them up to the original Honda cable. Open the plastic up, the rubber up, because somehow I can get the plugs through here so I get proper covers. Well, as Grant would say, chop. There you go. So I'll need this one, and the blue one's just going to be long enough to meet in the bullet point. And keeping you and chop. Thanks for your dutiful service on the light. Gotta redo these because the cables aren't long enough to meet in the bullet plug. Here we are. So gotta figure out who's gonna go where. So the one I snipped off here, it goes on the small light, one of them is blue, is on the left hand side of the plug. On the original Honda plug, it's green, so that's earth, and it goes on green on this cable, and then yellow goes on brown, and we got it figured out. Yes. I want to know, because then the new wire that I'm going to run instead of the blue, so I'll have green on green and then yellow on brown. But that way you always have one cable that is the correct color, so it's easier to figure out when you undo everything. Oh, where did that one go again? Okay, slowly driving nuts here, looking back and forth through cables. Christ. Chop. I could also put it in a plug, but I don't have any two-way plugs, not excess ones. Here we go. Yellow into brown and green into green. I'll assume that the cable will be able to handle two little bulbs. Shouldn't be a lot of amps. All right, let's have a look here. this up to the headlight, butte, and then the main one gets hooked up straight into the old original one. Nice. As you can see here, I have to hide the relay somewhere. It's going to be very packed electrically, this whole area. It's going to be interesting. Run it with all the rest of the wires here. It's a busy section. It's a lot of wire. That's good. And I got to figure out where it's all going to be here. Eastern Beaver recommends that the headlight go on the unswitched circuit because it has a 20 amp wire, but I want to hook up the charging points onto the unswitched one. From what I understand, when it's unswitched, then I can use I don't have to have the ignition on to use it. From my calculations, 65 watts on a 12 volt system should make 12 amps top, so I think I can put it on a 15 amps circuit and it should be all right. And so from what I understand, this cable needs to get hooked up to the ignition, just like we did with the Kozo before. But now, somewhere around here, need to find a place to put all of this, and a fuel pump too still. Here's a fun, interesting thing. So you dim the screen and the flicker goes up. So does dimming the screen mess with the hertz? If that is what it is. Anyway, thinking out loud. Red is the starter cable. So for the Kozo I plugged them somewhere around here, the front. But it comes straight off the solenoid here. So I'm just thinking I think plug this directly onto the solenoid bolt, but it comes straight off the solenoid here. So I'm just thinking I think plug this directly onto the solenoid bolt where the cable goes, and I don't have to dig into the cable, I reckon. Also, the bolt is worn, or the thread is worn on the solenoid since the last time I put it back, so I can't get the bloody bolt off. I'm going to get a new relay anyway, and then I'll cut it off. So, to hook it up on the solenoid, I need to kind of squeeze this underneath the bolt, because I can't get the bolt off. So for now, I'll just hook this one up. Alright, this is the bike switched on. Headlights. Nothing. What happens when I turn the bike off? Exactly. Lights on. So that's not correct, is it? I think that might be the unswitched circuit then. But this is not what I want. Alright, did find two slider terminals, plugs, whatever you call those, so I can finish this up. There we go. Yellow here, green there. Same thing on the other side. And it meets there. Let's have a look. Sweet. That is nice. So, it's strange at the moment, so I got the light on, okay, and I hook it up to the ignition. Nothing happens, okay? At the moment that I switch to the unswitched one, the hot, turn off the bike, it works. But then I can't get it to work with the bike on. And then the ignition. The relay goes off, but nothing unless I turn it off. It's strange.